Hello everyone, how you doing? And welcome back to another video. Now today, we're going to be talking about our favourite website, YouTube. YouTube is a website that is just constantly evolving, and I mean evolving every single day. I don't personally believe there's been another website in the last 10 years that has gone through as many changes as YouTube has. I mean, I think a few years ago, most people were just using this website to watch cat videos. I mean, now I think about it, I'm just using the website now for cat videos, but a lot of other people are using it to watch documentaries, to watch vlogs, to watch any form of content where they can educate themselves and just have general entertainment. And over the years, there have been plenty of reasons to why YouTube has changed and why it has evolved. In 2017, for example, when Vine shut down, a load of creators just swarmed over to YouTube and pretty much took the limelight. Some of these creators from Vine were absolutely fantastic and still to this day create great content, but some of these Viners were also rather questionable, and that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. One of these questionable creators that came over from Vine was actually Jake Paul. Now this is a guy who is heavily despised throughout the YouTube community, but despite that, you really can't escape the name Jake Paul. I swear at this point, he is absolutely everywhere throughout every corner of YouTube. And then another one of the creators that came over from Vine during the invasion is David Dobrik. Now this is a guy who also creates vlogs just like Jake Paul, and they're thoroughly entertaining. I'd say this is one of the guys who is massively loved throughout the YouTube community, and personally, I enjoy his vlogs. I watch pretty much every single one. Both of these guys found instant success on YouTube pretty much, mainly because they both built massive followings on Vine. David Dobrik made funny 6-second long videos. Jake Paul attempted to make funny 6-second long videos. And because of this, as I said, they gained a massive following on Instagram and Vine, and eventually they just decided to come over to YouTube and make a new thing for themselves here. Leaving Vine for YouTube was a path a lot of these Viners decided to take, and it's mainly because YouTube was really the only place they could go to really express themselves and create the content they wanted to make. But the question was always floating around of, what were these Viners actually going to create on YouTube? And Jake Paul is a fine example of what these Viners decided to create when they came over to YouTube. He made loud, explosive, and I guess somewhat fun vlogs. And David Dobrik is another example. He came over from Vine, he made loud, explosive, and fun vlogs. And with all of this, you may begin to see some form of a pattern form here, and that is because Jake Paul and David Dobrik are surprisingly quite similar. Now, before a lot of you go crazy in the comment section and start disliking and unsubscribing, allow me to explain myself. Because today, I'm going to be basically comparing Jake and David Dobrik and explaining why they are actually so similar, yet so different at the same time. Because with Jake Paul at this point, we all know that this bloke is widespread hated throughout YouTube, and with David Dobrik, we know this guy is widespread loved throughout YouTube. So really, we're gonna have to go and take a look at the history of these guys and see why the perspective of these two are both so different. Because as I said before, these two blokes basically formed a massive following on Vine where they were putting up entertaining 6-second videos, and at the time, it was nothing but that. There was no controversy, it was just all there for shits and giggles. I really can't believe I just said shits and giggles in the year of 2018. I so heartily apologize for that. But when you take a look at these guys' Vines, there are actually some similarities which you can pretty much see from the very beginning. And now to give you guys more perspective on this and some understanding, I'm just gonna roll both the guys' Vines now.
Come here for a second. I have a surprise.
See ya, bitch.
Ow, David!
Stop fucking following me.
Pass it!
My bad.
It's not working!
Guys!
Ladder.
Hey, go!
Sorry!
If you're a guy on Vine and all you do is bite your lips and fucking hip thrust, you're such a bitch.
There's no one there? Oh, shit.
Alright, I'll see you, dude.
Look both ways.
What?
You gotta try this, man.
Can't, dude. I'm on a diet.
Come on, man, it's just one.
Boy, do I have the bay for you.
Show me the Bay fact.
Absolutely.
I don't want it.
We'll get you a new one.
As you can see from these videos, their style was very similar over on Vine. It was all based around comedy, it could be loud, it could be explosive, it could be funny, and these Vines allowed these guys to pretty much build a massive audience between them. And now from this, we really need to start taking a look at perspective of personality, because over on Vine, you could never really build an opinion on somebody, because in general, you didn't know them for them, you didn't know their actual personality. Because on Vine, most of the videos on that platform were pretty much based around satirical humour. Somebody could be a massive bellend, but you just wouldn't know it because you purely know them for their 6-second videos, which is just so much different to YouTube. Because on YouTube, you have 20-minute long videos and you build your opinion on them long videos where somebody is pretty much expressing themselves and their actual personality. But on Vine, these people were pretty much just big epic meme stars which are just shared around Twitter and Facebook. So at the time, I would say that David Dobrik and Jake Paul were pretty much on the same levels of respect. With Jake Paul, we really didn't know this guy back in the day. We really didn't know what he was like, what he stood for, what his personality was like, because we were just laughing at 6-second videos. We didn't know the guy was a bit of a bellend. And this is where we should move into YouTube, because with YouTube and the whole community in general, David Dobrik is definitely way more respected than Jake Paul. And now it may surprise a lot of you, but I don't actually believe it's because of the content they both make. Because if anything, they make similar videos. Jake Paul and David Dobrik are both loud and explosive, and they pull off crazy stunts. Take a look at David Dobrik's video of where he's using a flamethrower. It's something crazy, it's something loud, it's something for people really to enjoy. I think if you took away the problematic material that comes from Jake Paul when the camera is turned off, I think this guy would just be considered another loud and mad vlogger. But obviously Jake Paul is very problematic. He has a very negative history, and even in the present day, he is still doing dumb shit a lot of people disagree with. But honestly, I don't even think that is the main reason to why he is so hated throughout the community. I think one of the main reasons is false friendships and realness. Because with Jake Paul and David Dobrik, these guys have big friend groups who feature in pretty much every single video they upload to their YouTube channel. And with David Dobrik, he appears to genuinely love his friends. He has a great time with them. It's fun to watch because these guys are genuinely invested in each other's company. They seem to bounce off each other, and it's just hilarious to watch. And people love that on YouTube. That's the thing that a lot of people do just in general want to see in vlogs. They want to see real friendships, people that love each other and are having a good time with each other. They don't want to see this.
A live prank is where you go into someone's room while they're sleeping, you put a ton of blankets over them. It's like a lot of weight and like pressure, and they feel like they're in a coffin. And guys, this would only work because like they're just waking up, and then they're still asleep while all of this weight is on them, and you play an ambulance noise, and then you start to talk like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, she's gonna make it through it, she's gonna make it through it, and then they freak out. All right, so let's see what happens. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. What the heck?
What the heck, Jake?
Yo!
Yo! That was so scary!
Are you okay?
No, that was so scary! Jake!
Now, I didn't know that this clip existed until I saw Shane Dawson's latest video, and when I was reacting to it on livestream, I was genuinely shocked by this clip and by the nature of it, purely because 1, Jake Paul is a terrible person, and 2, Jake Paul is clearly willing to do absolutely anything for views. And obviously, we are all pretty much accustomed to that at this point, but when you just see it like that, you just see that he is willing to humiliate and terrify his friends. It's genuinely quite scary. And that's pretty much what the whole Team 10 vibe is about. A group of so-called friends who he charges 20% of their revenue to be a part of, a team of where he bullies all of the people inside it, and just in general, I take a really bad vibe from this group. But then we go and take a look at David Dobrik's content, and yes, as I said before, he does include his friends in his vlogs just like Jake Paul does, but it does show that you can be a very similar creator and create very similar content, but at the same time, be perceived so differently with content like this.
Hey to you. The candles are backwards. They're backwards. They're backwards.
Backwards?
Yeah, go back, and he's 12.
Oh,
I never had people on my birthday. I don't know
Stop
what it is.
Happy birthday.
oh.
Get out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
Josh, you're having a baby.
Yes, that's true.
Well, you better take better care of it than your career.
Or,
It'll be dead too.
wow.
Yeah.
That was really fucked up. Please be nice to me. I'm pleading, I'm begging. Haven't been treated like this since Megan.
Yeah.
She was photographing you guys from the back, and I took her hand like this, and I went, That's $10. Like that, and she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
These clips are in the exact same video. There's no editing here to make David Dobrik and his friends look like they're having a better time than they actually are. You can just in general take a humble and genuine vibe from these videos. You can see that these friendships are real. Yes, understandably, David Dobrik is a little bit crazy in his vlogs, but the friendships and the realness and the excitement, the genuine side of it, is why a lot of people can see past some of the questionable things he may do. It is genuine, really nice to watch. I think if Jake wasn't known for charging his so-called friends 20% of their revenue and known for bullying people in Team 10, then people might actually enjoy his content and might just see him as a regular crazy vlogger, just like they used to back on Vine. And you can pretty much tell that the whole perception behind Team 10 is completely false when you go take a look at Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend Alyssa Violet's video of where she talks about how Jake Paul pretty much charges his friends to drink alcohol. The girls in the group have to have permission if they want to see guy friends. The whole thing behind it just seems kind of fucked up. I feel the reason a lot of collaborations on YouTube work so well is mainly because the friendships are genuinely real. When iDubbbz and H3H3 collaborate with each other, it's really fucking entertaining to watch, and that's mainly because these people have known each other for so long and they're not actually having any false vibes there. With my friends James Marriott and I'm Alex, we get on really well, and when we collaborate and when we're with each other, it's genuinely a fun time and the videos are nice to watch, purely because you can tell we're enjoying each other's company. Yes, James Marriott may drink a little too much alcohol, and yes, I'm Alex drinks bathwater, but I accept these guys. I don't charge them revenue for coming on my channel. I love these guys because they're my friends. And when you get exposed for false friendships and bullying on your YouTube channel, it kind of moves on to likability, because you can have similar content. In some cases, you can have identical content, but the likability of the person can really change the viewpoints between you and somebody else. If we take away all the people that have genuinely committed illegal things on YouTube, such as all the nonces, we just get them, we throw them in the bin, we completely ignore them for this, we're just judging on YouTube content, then I would say Jake Paul definitely is one of the least likable people on YouTube. He's clearly very ignorant, he's clearly very stubborn, he doesn't like being told when he's wrong, he lies about assault, and he even gets his friends in on that. And because of that, he has become very unlikable. And that all pretty much does show from the Shane Dawson documentary on Jake Paul, because yes, it is discussing if Jake is a sociopath, but in general, it's discussing why this guy is such a bellend and why he does these stupid and ignorant things. I mean, when out of all of the YouTubers in the world, Shane Dawson is saying you have a punchable face, you clearly have some form of problems going on.
Because, like, not to drag him, but he's really not likable. I mean, people instantly, they hate that guy.
Yeah.
Very hateable, punchable, I'd say. Is that offensive? Sorry, but you know what I mean? Like when somebody's like, I want to punch that guy, like Jake Paul has that effect.
I still can't believe he actually said that, but it does show a lot about the likability of Jake Paul. When one of the, I'd say, kindest guys on the website says them sort of things, clearly there is something going on here. And I think with likability, it kind of moves on to empathy. And with Jake Paul, it appears that the guy doesn't have much empathy, which is something that a lot of people have been speaking about lately. We've seen the guy in specific situations before apologize for things, but even in the apologies, it just seems like the guy doesn't give a fuck.
Dear YouTube, I hate making these videos, but it's like so necessary. And again, like these daily vlogs are my life and how I feel, and I feel bad. I feel a lot of regret. I feel I haven't been myself the past week, and it's not okay. So the first thing I want to say is I'm sorry for not being myself.
With something like an apology, to me, it's something that is genuinely emotional and real. And when you're coming off like Jake is in this clip, it just shows you do have no integrity and you really don't care. And it also shows, again, as I said, you can make very similar content, but at the same time, be extremely different.
Yeah, I was gonna hug you, but I didn't want it to be too cliche. But we're working on getting the mayonnaise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a really cute.
I knew it. Bottom line is, she's the best girl ever. Like, literally, I've ever met in my life. I always say this to people. I know, like, online, Liza seems like she's, like, a really nice girl. But, like, if you get to know her, it's so weird because it's the exact same thing. Like, there is not a bad bone in her body, which is why it's so unfair that she feels not the best sometimes. Okay.
Sorry.
You can clearly see in this clip that the emotion is real, the laughter, the sadness, it's all there. And I fully acknowledge it's a pretty weird clip to use, but I think out of everything on David's channel, it really does show his emotional characteristics. You can see 3 specific emotions: love, empathy, happiness. But with Jake's channel, I can never really take this because I'm always under this false perception that everything in the video just isn't real. I mean, even when the guy won a boxing match and the entire world was watching, the guy just seemed to not care and he just began to plug his merch. I fully understand making money and I fully get business. Like, don't get me wrong, I love money and I'm sure most of you guys watching right now love money, but this is something which is probably his biggest achievement, if not one of his biggest achievements. So to seem like you just don't give a fuck is so mad to me. So going from this, I'm gonna move on to my final point: viewpoints of character on YouTube. Because honestly, on YouTube, I don't believe you need to have incredible, amazing, well-edited content to have 1 million subscribers. I think if you're funny, if you're likable, if you're lovable, and you have a camera, there's a good chance you could just start up a YouTube channel and gain thousands, if not millions, of subscribers. Take PewDiePie, for example. I don't think his reaction videos or his meme-based videos take a long time to make, but people love them because the guy is funny and the guy is likable, and people just enjoy that. And with Jake Paul's fan base, the Jake Paulers, they obviously love the guy. I'm not taking that away from him. Jake Paul definitely is loved by some people out there. You can see that from his subscriber count. But when you go and take a look at the people that don't watch Jake Paul, I would say every single one of them don't like the guy. And that's not something which is normal on this website. I don't personally hate most YouTubers because I don't watch them. I don't hate Markiplier. If anything, I respect the guy. I see the guy as probably a great person. But with Jake Paul, I just have this negative viewpoint of the guy. And that basically comes from everything I've discussed in this video. False friendships, bullying these people you're supposed to be in the same team with, just in general, having controversy constantly around you and make the website just around you as a person. That's not right. It shows you can make similar content, if not identical content, but it all comes down to your take on things and how you actually act as a person. If Jake Paul went out of his vlog style and went into this more documentary style like Shane Dawson and pretty much emulated everything Shane's doing in his videos, I don't think people would enjoy it. If anything, I think people would laugh at it and call it cringy, and that's because it's Jake Paul. And somebody we can use to pretty much back up the points that I'm making in these videos is David Dobrik. The guy may make controversial vlogs, he may do crazy things, but people seem to love the guy because of the real friendships, the emotion in the videos, and just in general the relatability. I can't relate to Jake Paul, I can't relate to Team 10, I can't make these massive diss tracks, so why am I going to care? I really do admire realness on YouTube because it's something which may surprise you, but a lot of creators really can't portray themselves on YouTube because they may be self-conscious, they may get anxious about who they are as a person. So when I see creators, not just like David Dobrik, but any creator that does it, pick up a camera and basically be themselves, I really love that. I really do. I can't take any fault with it. So to conclude things, I really hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from here. To compare two completely different characters is something probably quite controversial and probably not the best idea after a collaboration with Shane Dawson, but I really hope that you guys can see I'm using David Dobrik as an example of you can be this crazy vlogger but still loved by everyone. I think we are a bit too harsh about this Vine invasion that came on YouTube in 2017. I think people like Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden and David Dobrik are good for this platform. It's nice seeing positive content. It's inspired me to be more positive, and I really hope that we can see more of this stuff in the future. I'd really love to know what you guys think on this sort of thing because it is a little bit random. It's something I don't think I've actually seen me spoke about much on YouTube. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and also let me know what videos you want in the future. I've got more Instagram conspiracy videos coming in the future and other stuff such as the media and their hatred towards YouTubers. So that's all gonna come soon, and I would just love to know your thoughts. So let me know in the comment section, but also let me know your thoughts at Twitter, at iNabberTV, all links for that in the description. Same for my Instagram at iNabber, and same for my Patreon. And talking about my Patreon, I'm now gonna go thank my Patreons. Big thanks to Alice, Anna, Arista, Bugger Badger, Chamskull, Creepybuster Rob, Cubton, Big Dino L, Evelyn, Hannah, Henry, In My Shoes, Enochi, Jessica, Joe, Catherine, Lisa, Majestic, Michaela, Mary, Maya, Max, Mel, Michael, Michelle, Nicole, Olivia, O'Reilly, Regan, Rockstar, Sadie, Scrubby, Celestina, Speedybird, Tonji, Trishan, Uncle Tiz, 05 Zombies has a Quinn, Clarissa, Sophie, Bridge, Samuel, Angelina, Mars, and Vega. Thank you so much for being to the Patreon. The support on Patreon has been pretty mad lately. I really fucking appreciate it. All links are in the description. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And again, thank you so much for all the support lately. It has been fucking ridiculous. And honestly, I haven't been handling it very well, but I'm going to get back to uploading consistently. So thank you very much, and peace out.